speakers tonight. I'd like to introduce Priscilla Otani, whose piece is right here. I've always admired Priscilla's work for many, many years, seeing at the Arc, and we're so thrilled to have her in this show. This is a really great addition to the theme, and I encourage you after this is over to come up and take a closer look. It's hard to capture all of the details from a distance, but it weaves Japanese folklore and trickster animals into the theme of home as a safe place and refuge. So Priscilla, thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Priscilla Otani. This piece is called The Lair of the White Fox. I use the Japanese kitsune in a lot of my artwork. It's related to both the national creature, which is an accompaniment of the rice god. So there are shrines and temples dedicated to the fox in Japan that you can visit. And there's also the folklore side of foxes, which is more of a shapeshifter and more sinister. And they tend to be avengers. So in this case, this is a fox that has shape-shifted into a house. And it's based on just materials I find. I'm very much of a materialist. I like to use materials that are at hand. I often go to scrap, for example. I also like to surf Amazon. This house is called a Putz house. And back in the day, I guess, people used to make little houses for Christmas decorations. They would get these cardboard houses, and they would decorate them, and they create a little scenario. So I found a Putz house, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so fantastic. So I bought one of that Putz houses and used it as the basic foundation of this dollhouse or house. And this house is actually both a temptation for people to come in but never leave. And it's also a house about post-war Japan. I grew up 7 years after World War II. I didn't have to experience any of the hardships, but my parents, it was so much a part of their lives. I heard their stories every day, and I was fascinated. My mother thought it was a great adventure. She was a college student. She was, I used to roll into the ditch when the bombs hit Tokyo. I mean, for her, survival was such an exciting part of being alive. And I wanted to capture some of in this house, because if you'll notice, inside the windows are children's faces. These are actually my relatives. Okay, and I photoshopped their faces a little bit so they're actually foxy. But my relatives were children during World War II, or teenagers. And they will be forever, in the photographs I found, be captured in that period. And again, I wanted to house them in something. And the house itself is seemingly bumpy because it's supposed to be corrugated. And what I did was I also used these worm-eaten Japanese copybooks, which I pick up every time I go home to Japan. I have lots of them, and I use them for collages. Because guess what? If you go to a used bookstore, the cheapest thing you can buy are the copybooks. And you can buy piles of the most amazing things that in America people consider treasures. But in Japan, it's just trash. But in any event, this really is all about transforming yourself, transforming the fox, being able to transform, people's lives and houses, and yet people are trapped in here. And here's a snake mother coming up out of the chimney, actually, and her son, who's wearing a kitsune mask. So that's what this piece is about. Any questions? Yes.
Can you speak a little bit to the backside? What's presented there?
Yeah, they're more my relatives looking out the window.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
What is the snake woman?
What is the snake woman? Well, she's just coming out of the chimney. So, the fox is part of the Japanese mythology, and I just wanted to add a bit more mythological characters coming out of the house. And actually, my friend Tanya gave me some snake skin, and I wanted to line the chimney with it, and I thought, what can I do with the snakes that lie? I better make the snake woman. So that's basically what that's about. Any other questions? Yes?
How does your family feel about the fact that you're trapped in the house?
They're all dead, so they don't care. questions? Okay, well, thank you very much.